Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Trebas Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacob Ayer in for Maya Trabulsi. The former news director of KPBS has filed a whistleblower lawsuit against the station and San Diego State University Research Foundation. KPBS reporter Andrew Dyer has more.
Terrence Shepard says in the suit his termination earlier this year was in retaliation for flagging a potential FCC violation to senior management. The suit references a September episode of Evening Edition. It featured a live segment from a protest at the Encinitas City Hall. Behind the reporter was a sign with the F word written on it. FCC regulations say broadcasters can't air indecent content or certain profanity. Shepard says in the lawsuit filed in May, he recommended that the reporter be fired, but his supervisor told him he was, quote, grossly overreacting. Shepard claims in his lawsuit that this incident resulted in his termination in February. He says his firing violated California's whistleblower protection law. Two KPBS staffers mentioned in the suit declined to comment, citing the litigation. Shepard referred questions to his attorney, who did not respond. A KPBS spokesperson also declined to comment, citing the pending lawsuit. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
KPBS News maintains strict editorial independence from management, SDSU, and the SDSU Research Foundation. Under KPBS's protocol for reporting on itself, no corporate official or news executive reviewed this story before broadcast.
Temperatures dropping to the low 60s once again. Not a lot of changes in our temperatures, or at least not dramatically. We are on a slow warming trend, but keyword is slow. The bigger story really is the fire danger, but not for all of us. And your 4th of July forecast, it's looking good for most of us. I'm going to break down exactly what to expect, though, coming up.
A new state housing law takes effect in San Diego today. Public Matters reporter Jake Gauda tells us where the law will and won't make way for new development.
More homes could be coming to a San Diego transit stop near you. The state law SB 79 changes zoning around certain transit stops to allow much denser housing. The law applies anywhere within a half mile of a qualifying transit stop. In San Diego, that means all the trolley stations and a handful of rapid bus stops. But according to San Diego's City Planning Department, only about a quarter of all areas where the law could apply will be immediately affected.
Only areas outside of low resource areas that do not include designated historic resources are not subject to sea level rise and not in very high fire severity zones would take effect on July 1st.
That was senior planner Grant Rorody back in May at a city council meeting introducing the changes. The areas expected to see an immediate zoning change include North Park, the area around UC San Diego, and Midcoast trolley stops. Most of the places Rorody outlined will be phased in when the city releases an alternative plan next summer. But changes in low-resource areas, which includes neighborhoods like Logan Heights, Lincoln Park, and Encanto, could be delayed even further. Zach DeFazio Farrell is an executive board member for YIMBY Democrats of San Diego, a group that advocates for more housing. He says the city is likely waiting to study the impact of dense housing in those areas, but they shouldn't need to.
We have a pretty good sense of what the impact of more housing will be. It will be stabilizing prices.
Last year, KPBS reported that places in San Diego where more homes are permitted saw slower rent growth. Proponents of the bill expect this to continue in places where SB 79 allows more development. Jake Gauda, KPBS News.
That story was part of our Public Matters initiative with iNewsSource and Voice of San Diego. You can find more details about where the law will apply in the city of San Diego on our website, kpbs.org/publicmatters. Gas prices have been on a steady decline for several weeks now, but that soon may change. That's because the California gas tax is going up 2 cents starting today. That brings the total tax to more than 63 cents per gallon, which is the highest rate in the country. But there's good news. Experts say drivers won't see prices at the pumps go up overnight and to expect the downward trend to continue in the meantime.
Although in the current climate of a decline in prices, consumers probably will not see an increase at the pump, but rather prices may decrease more slowly. So that is just coincidental because of the timing. Gas prices have declined nationally for 7 straight weeks.
The average price for gas in San Diego County dropped for the 40th time today in 41 days. It cost $5.47 for a gallon of regular gas, the lowest amount since March 13th. The partnership between Sharp Healthcare and Tri-City Medical Center is now official. The hospital held a celebration today. As KPBS North County reporter Alexander Wynn shows us, this came after voters last month overwhelmingly approved Measure H, allowing the public health district to partner with the private healthcare system.
Through confetti, cheers, and applause, Tri-City Medical Center is now officially Sharp Tri-City Medical Center.
I couldn't be more excited about the partnership.
Tri-City serves Oceanside, Carlsbad, Vista, and the surrounding areas. The struggling hospital has been looking for a partner for years. First, a deal with UC San Diego Health fell through 2 years ago. Then last year, Tri-City was able to ink the deal with Sharp. But because it is a public healthcare district, Tri-City needed voters' approval. Last month, voters overwhelmingly approved Measure H, allowing the partnership to move forward.
The measure passed by more than 92%, which really represents how impactful the community believes this partnership will be.
Chris Howard is the president and CEO of Sharp Healthcare. He says Sharp will reintroduce services and elevate existing ones, including investing more than $100 million into the hospital.
We're working on plans to reintroduce labor and delivery services, which we are well underway with, but we'll also be working with the local medical staff and our physicians to help continue to build upon services in cardiovascular, neurosciences, and oncology.
The goal is to deliver our first baby at Sharp Mary Birch Tri-City this calendar year.
Dr. Jean Ma is the CEO of Tri-City Healthcare District. He says restarting labor and delivery has been the #1 priority. Tri-City suspended labor and delivery services in 2023 because of financial struggles.
I can't believe it's actually happening. This is something the communities needed and wanted.
Oceanside Council member Jimmy Figueroa represents the area. He was born at Tri-City and is excited for labor and delivery to return.
We're excited as a community, not just what it means to the residents to have quality health care, an enhanced building, but also what it means for the overall community, for our local businesses, for the residents here.
With labor and delivery returning, an iconic part of Sharp Maternity Wing will also grace the top of Tri-City Medical Center.
The stork, I'm being told, will be a part of the hospital.
I can't wait for that stork to be here.
Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
Filipino-Americans in San Diego have maintained cultural and faith traditions for decades through regional associations. KPBS reporter Elaine Alfaro takes us to St. Mary's Catholic Church in National City for a fiesta.
On a warm Saturday morning in May, ringing bells pierced through the quiet in the neighborhood surrounding St. Mary's Church on East 8th Street in National City. Men donning traditional barongs and women glittering in Filipiniana dresses sparkled in the morning light, at times stopping traffic. A replica of Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag rose above the crowd. Though she was traversing the streets of San Diego, Salvacion Peralta felt a connection to her home.
The church always bring people closer together, going to the church, because that's how we grew up.
The original Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag statue draws thousands to the municipality of Manaoag, Philippines for the same procession. The statue is an image of the Virgin Mary that's considered sacred in the Pangasinan region of the Philippines.
We're very successful celebrating the biannual fiesta celebration of our Blessed Mother, Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag, or we call it Apo Bakat, which means old lady, but that's how she was called there over in the Philippines, and we do it here too.
Catholicism came to the Philippines through Spanish colonization, which lasted from the mid-1500s until the turn of the 20th century. It's now ingrained in much of Filipino culture and identity, and the many layers of Filipino culture have been represented in San Diego for decades. The Pangasinan, Bicol, and Cavite regions all have their own clubs where traditional dance, stories, and food are honored. Salvador Flor was born and raised in San Diego. His father, a Navy veteran, was involved in the Bicol Club.
You had the regional club, and you had the church, and you had the family. To me, the church is a safety net for our Filipino community.
The Navy was another strong connection.
The regional clubs really set the basis of camaraderie for the new Navy guys, because the Navy guys would come here, be stationed locally. They'd have some relatives in San Diego, they would basically try to find the region they're from.
The mothers, aunties, and grandmothers also played pivotal roles in these associations. Charlotte Guarnaz Fajardo says she was 12 years old when her aunt and other women started San Diego's Bicol Club in 1962.
She was quite a leader. She told the men to stay in the kitchen, take care of the children, while the women went into the bedroom to talk about how they could support each other. And that was the birth of the Bicol Club.
Fajardo says the club was formed by women to support women. A main focus was ensuring that their children kept a connection to their homeland as they grew up in the United States.
Making sure that they understood their culture, making sure that we had events around our faith, and making sure we had plenty of parties and times to entertain each other.
The fiestas are a through line for each of the regional groups. Back at the fiesta at St. Mary's, the devotees of Our Lady of the Rosary of Manaoag gathered for Mass after the procession. The smell of incense wafts through the air. Important leaders in the Catholic Filipino faith even flew into town for the Mass and feast, including the former prior rector of the Minor Basilica in Manaoag.
Mary commemorated the mystery of redemption.
After Mass, the attendees formed a winding line through the church's community auditorium, the smell of lechon and pancit setting the table for continued fellowship.
So when there's a fiesta, there's food. There's a fiesta, there's a Mass, there's food right after. And it's also a fellowship. You get to mingle with your fellow devotees, fellow Filipinos.
Only a handful of the folks at the fiesta come from Manaoag, but over the years, the regional associations have formed connections and attended each other's fiestas. Celia Macaspac attended the St. Mary's fiesta.
Even though you're not in the same region, you always gather just because of a patron or a saint that you adore.
The challenge lies with the younger generations, who don't have memories of celebrating these traditions and holidays in the Philippines, making sure they see the value and importance of the religious and cultural traditions. Peralta said there is a solid foundation to build upon.
We set a good example, and so the youth to follow, like what we do, like praying, the rosary, bringing the statue house to house, celebrate the fiesta. So they will, when we are gone, so the next generation will do the same thing.
That is Peralta's hope. Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.
California's new budget includes an overhaul of how the state governs its schools. Supporters say it will help streamline the system. But KPBS education reporter Katie Anastas says opponents argue it takes away a voice for voters.
One of the offices on the November ballot is California's Superintendent of Public Instruction. The official leads the state's education department and makes sure policies passed by lawmakers are implemented. Next year, that will change. A commissioner appointed by the governor will lead the department. The superintendent will sit on its board. Assemblymember David Alvarez represents San Diego and Chula Vista. He says accountability for education will no longer be split between two elected leaders.
This gives the ultimate responsibility to our elected governor. It will be clear going forward that the governor, whoever he or she is responsible for academic outcomes in the state of California. And if those outcomes aren't what they need to be, the buck stops there.
The youth advocacy group Children Now praised the decision, saying it creates a sensible system. The state's largest teachers union is against it. So are the two candidates running for state superintendent. One of them is San Diego Unified Board President Richard Barrera.
So how do we bring all of these different, interests together to focus on a clear set of goals for student achievement? And then how do we hold ourselves accountable for making progress towards those goals? That's the idea behind this reform. The problem is the way that they went about it, which was to really rush this through the budget process, not at all transparent, ended up dividing the education community.
Barrera is running against Sonia Shaw. She's president of the Chino Valley Unified School Board. Shaw calls the move a power grab. In a statement, she said in part, quote, "This bill strips that office of its core duties and hands them to a political appointee. It removes critical checks and balances and tells parents their votes no longer matter." California voters will choose between Barrera and Shaw in November. The appointed education commissioner will begin in the role on January 15th. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Your July 4th barbecue will cost more this year. The high demand and low supply of beef is one factor driving up prices, but there are cheaper options that can help keep costs down. Jen Sullivan crunches the numbers and has tips on ways to save.
As you get ready to fire up the grill this 4th of July, the cost of food may just burn a hole in your wallet. The American Farm Bureau Federation estimates a summer cookout for 10 will cost $73.82 this year. That's without alcohol. One of the big reasons your summer cookout costs more is the jump in meat prices.
These are like $25 a pound.
Stu Leonard Jr. is the president and CEO of Stu Leonard's grocery stores in the New York tri-state area. He says the cost of all meat has gone up. In the last year, overall meat prices are up more than 7.5%, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report, which measures how much prices fluctuate over time.
Beef demand has not gone down. People still want meat.
The U.S. cattle herd is at the lowest level in 75 years. The combination of high demand and low supply is fueling higher prices, and farmers' costs are rising.
Extra labor, insurance, fuel prices affect their cost of their product that way.
Leonard says he's seeing a shift in what customers are buying because of the high costs.
We're noticing customers are shifting to lower price proteins right now.
So what are your cheaper options this year?
Chicken, pork, even ground beef is only, at the store now, $5 a pound.
Another way to save, Leonard says, don't buy pre-cut fruits and vegetables. For example, a pre-cut watermelon can cost up to 20% more than buying it whole and cutting it yourself. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Many soccer fans will be watching Team USA's World Cup knockout match this evening against Bosnia and Herzegovina. As they gather at watch parties around the county, local law enforcement is urging them to keep safety in mind. What you just saw was a very excited crowd in Ocean Beach following Team Mexico's win against Ecuador last night. There's many more restaurants and venues to watch matches. Our media partner KGTV caught up with a fan to discuss his plans.
We're gonna go over to Fit Social and see if we can get a spot over there, watch it, and we had a group of Bosnians that are gonna go, and we're all gonna just support Bosnia and chant, and we'll probably be the only ones there, but that's okay.
The National City Police Department says everyone plays a role in ensuring the festivities remain safe and enjoyable. To deter accidents, they're asking fans not to drive under the influence of drugs and alcohol, wear a seatbelt and avoid distracted driving, respect local ordinances and avoiding reckless behavior, keeping personal belongings secure in public areas, and being aware of your surroundings.
Well, as we head through the rest of the weekend into the weekend, most of us are staying below our historical averages unless you're in the desert. Then by the time we get to the weekend, you're right about in the ballpark where you should be this time of year, and we continue our slow warming trend as we head into next week. The marine layer continuing to get shallower day by day, so fewer of our valley locations going to be noticing the impacts of those low clouds first thing in the morning and late at night. And then there's the fire danger. Not elevated for all of us, but it is something to keep in mind this time of year, and especially with the 4th of July and fireworks. So looking at our overnight lows, we're at 64 in Borrego Springs, mid-50s for Mount Laguna, low 60s from Oceanside to San Diego and Chula Vista all along the coast there. We head into tomorrow, well, low 70s for The coastal regions, Oceanside, San Diego, Chula Vista, 80s for Ramona, and then we are close to triple digits at Borrego Springs, but not quite back to that 100-degree mark. All right, here's the fire danger. The worst of it certainly into the Rockies, really, but many of us are seeing that elevated fire danger. Even as we get closer to the state border, we get into that high level. So not all of our area here, not all the way to the coast, but a decent portion of us are dealing with just one step elevated, but still there's already an existing level of fire danger this time of year. We go one step up. It's just something to keep in mind and be prepared for. Now that map was through Thursday. By the time we get to Saturday, we're really mostly just in that moderate. Friday is a similar story for Southern California. It's a little bit different further inland, but same goes. Keep in mind those fire restrictions, the precautions to take to avoid accidentally sparking something. Looking at our 5-day outlook, well, we get 75 by the time we get to Monday, so no longer in the low 70s as we see that slow warming trend. Further inland, it means 79 Thursday, 4th of July Saturday, you're in the low 80s, mostly sunny. We get to 80 by Monday, so bouncing around a little bit there. Our mountain regions, 69 for your Thursday, 4th of July Saturday, 71, and then we get up to the mid 70s by the time we get to the start of the new work week. For our desert regions, we should be in the low triple digits this time of year. That's where we are for Saturday and Sunday. And we just continue to slowly climb a bit as we head through the early parts of next week. For KPBS News, I'm AccuWeather's Anna Azalian.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, how President Trump has made more than $2 billion since returning to the White House. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
This week, our nation celebrates 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. But the fight for freedom was far from over. It would take 5 more years before the United States defeated the British Army, and another 2 years until the Treaty of Paris was signed. Today, we celebrate those many heroes, including patriots of color. As Jen Sullivan explains, there are multiple organizations hoping to bring to light their untold stories.
These brave soldiers fighting for our freedom. Tales of courage woven in family stories and documented in texts. But not every soldier's story has been shared.
On my days off, I would go to the Rhode Island State Archives, go through the books there.
Diamond Bush began researching her family's history after her grandmother started sharing stories of their past. It took a few years for her to uncover all the paperwork to thread 9 generations and link her to Michael Anthony. He served in Rhode Island's 1st Regiment, famous for being primarily made up of African American soldiers.
To actually get that proof and that validation that, yeah, my family is here, my family belongs here, we're part of the development of this great country was really amazing to learn.
It's estimated over 230,000 soldiers fought for George Washington's Continental Army, and thousands more supported the cause in various ways. The nonprofit organization Daughters of the American Revolution says they've established the identities of over 150,000 patriots, but only 6,000 are patriots of color. It's because proving service can be challenging, especially for soldiers who were enslaved, like Ishmael Titus, a black patriot born into slavery in Virginia. He was later sold to a man in North Carolina. Like many people who enslaved other people, Titus's owner enlisted him to serve as a soldier in his place.
Knowing and learning what actually took place and the stories that were documented and told of him, can't put it into words.
Solomon Titus Taylor says he spent years talking to his grandfather and connecting his family line, leading him to Ishmael Titus. Despite his role in our nation's fight for freedom, Titus's fight for freedom would continue.
He had to run away in order to be free.
In 1832, Titus applied for a war pension while living in Massachusetts. But like many enslaved soldiers, his request was denied, according to the Charlotte Museum. Taylor says Titus was likely illiterate, so when he signed his war papers instead of his name, there was just an X, making it harder to prove he served. It wasn't until 2013 that the state of North Carolina officially acknowledged Titus as a soldier in the Revolutionary War. Today, many states and genealogical societies have special researchers dedicated solely to finding more black patriots.
We are still uncovering our history. We could still be learning about our nation after 250 years speaks volumes.
Taryn Kennedy has been a genealogist for more than 20 years. She's also a direct descendant of 2 Black patriots. She helps other women research their family trees.
It's a privilege for us to be able to find this information, learn about our people, and figure out how we got to be where we are today.
But it can be a challenge. African Americans weren't recorded in U.S. Census reports by name prior to the 1850s. Enslaved patriots were often buried in unmarked graves. Kennedy says you have to rely on church records, archives, wills, or deeds listing enslaved people as property. And most importantly, ask your older generations about what they know, because without that, stories like Ishmael Titus may have never been discovered.
We need to make sure that the generations behind us understand that this has been our journey, and those that came before us should be recognized for what they've done.
Jen Sullivan, New York.
Here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. With heat waves gripping many parts of the country, those hot temperatures can affect the human body and mind. NPR's Morning Edition sits down with a kinesiologist from Penn State to dive into how they're connected. And KPBS Midday Edition has you covered with all things arts and culture this week. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jacob Ayer. Have a wonderful evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.